Hey guys, this is Helis D'Souza, and this is the TAP training program, the Trainer Adaptability Program. Today, I would like to talk about how trainers have been trying to survive in this industry, how some trainers thrive, and how a trainer can create an opportunity for themselves, basically, better opportunities that will help them grow. Now, I would like to break this into two segments. One is the pre COVID times, and one is the during the COVID times right now. And later on, I will talk about how things would be post the COVID times, whenever that happens. Now, to focus on the pre COVID times, there are two mindsets of trainers right now. The type of trainers who always had a survival mode and not the thriving mode. Whether there was a pandemic or not a pandemic, they always had this sense that I need to survive, I need to put food on the table, and it was never about trying to push themselves and do better. It was purely to do with a survival. Now, one of the biggest issues that these trainers had when it came to survival is the fact that the whole concept of competition. Now, we all know every once in 3 or 4 months, the number of trainers that are graduating from fitness academies. Now, each and every time there are more and more and more trainers coming in, that means that there's more competition, clients have more options to choose from, and it becomes more and more difficult for a personal trainer to be able to bag a certain client which they actually want to start training. So, how do these trainers try and survive in this whole era basically? So, one thing that they normally want to do is they want to try and do something that is a specialization, which is not a bad thing. Okay, they try and see, okay, now that I already have my basic certifications, how can I set myself apart from the others? And the next thing that they want to do is a specialization course. And it can be anything that they like to do, but they would like to set themselves apart purely on the basis of specialization. So they believe that once they have a specialization, then they would be able to offer something more to clients, and clients will definitely take it up as opposed to someone who doesn't have that particular thing with them. Another way they looked at survival is basically in increasing their sessions rates, because now they realize that they need to make more money, and they decided, okay, fine, let's see how I can actually make more money. Let me try and increase my personal training rates by a certain amount. Now, this is easier said than done because many clients don't really want to pay more. And even if they could pay more, many trainers don't really have the courage to walk up to a client and mention to them that they would be increasing the rates of their personal training moving ahead. So they're always stuck within that whole scenario of charging the same rates. Another way that people look at survival, trainers look at survival, is by simply trying and getting more and more clients, which has its drawbacks because then you're totally busy the whole day, back hour after hour and an hour. You're completely doing sessions and sessions and sessions simply just because you need to survive and get whatever is being offered in the market. All right, so this is something that has always been happening during pre-COVID. Okay, and now during the COVID times, what has actually happened is that you have trainers who actually are trying to adapt to the industry demands. Okay, a lot of trainers know what was going to happen, and they actually wanted to become better at what they were doing, because they know that now the only way to be able to continue and survive is to try and adapt to what the demands of the industry are, what kind of new trainings are coming in, and how exactly they'll be available to provide these kind of trainings for their clients. Now, the biggest, most important factor during these times is the use of technology. Everyone has gone to Zoom, to Google Talks, or WhatsApp calling, and they're using these technologies to conduct their personal training sessions. Now, they have managed to be able to survive from one environment and move into the next. Of course, however, a lot of trainers have not been able to do this and are completely bankrupt right now and are simply waiting for gyms to open so that they'll be able to start off the career once again. So, the whole thing is that survival has become all about managing to pay for their basic needs and rather than actually trying to see how they could be better than what they were actually and how exactly they could grow and thrive in this whole industry. Okay, now the same pre-COVID and post-COVID have had thrivers as well, these same eras. While there were survivors, there were also a lot of thrivers. The thrivers were always looking at growth, they were always looking at innovation, they were always looking at delivering more value. Now, I'll tell you the same thing what the thrivers were doing during these pre-COVID and during COVID times. Okay, so one thing that was constant is obviously the increasing number of graduates from fitness industry. A lot of trainers are getting graduated into personal trainers, certified trainers, and yes, but this didn't really intimidate these trainers because they know that newcomers will always be newcomers, but the ones who are there in the industry are the ones with the experience. They understand things much better than the new ones would. Obviously, specialization is a common factor between the survivors and the thrivers. Specialization is something that will definitely set you apart. Another thing that thrivers do, which survivors are not doing, is networking. Networking is the single most important and powerful tool for a personal trainer if he wants to expand his circle of potential clients and eventually get them into clients. Networking can be done to many platforms, going to certain events, introducing yourself, and there's so many ways you can go out there and try and network with people. Give them your business card, tell them who you are, and you offer so and so services. Another thing that these thrivers did were always looking at being seen at the right places. What are the right places? It could be at certain events, like I said, it could be at certain exhibitions, expos. If they wanted to train film industry people, they would try and get themselves into certain movie events, maybe award shows, for example, or maybe fashion shows, or probably even try and network themselves into meeting celebrity managers and celebrity, what do you say, producers who actually hire actors for certain movie roles, and they would really need personal trainers. So there's some form of reaching out and creating an opportunity for themselves during these times, and this is what thrivers do. Another thing that a thriver would do is collaborate with other trainers. It's very common for one trainer to feel a little intimidated with another because they are from the same industry. But there are also something called as a gatekeeper. A gatekeeper is something that which one person would create an opportunity for another person within the same industry. Let's say, for example, a fitness trainer and a nutritionist. For a nutritionist, the fitness trainer would be a gatekeeper and vice versa. Say, for example, I have a client and I realize that this client, no matter what I do, it doesn't seem to be losing weight and I seem to lack in the expertise of nutrition. But now, because I have a collaboration with this particular nutritionist, I collaborate with them, I give them a part of the business to this nutritionist so that the nutritionist can come on board and take over the client to be able to help the client out. And the same thing would happen in terms of a nutritionist and how the nutritionist could give business to a personal trainer. So this is one form of a collaboration. Other collaborations could be simply by having, let's say, Instagram live video talks, interviewing people, talking with people, exchanging ideas, coming up with business plans together, business modules together, in which two people can grow together rather than fighting with each other or trying and competing with each other. Thrivers would also look at taking the entrepreneurial seat. Okay, once you're a trainer, maybe you would want to end up running a gym, maybe a health food service, providing ketogenic dieting food or low carb food or muscle gain food, whatever it is. And this would actually help. Another way to actually make more money and thrive is to get into direct selling businesses, something that would be like a network marketing business where you sell a product and you make passive income out of it. So creating various streams of income is something that a thriver would always do. And this is something they have been doing even pre-COVID times. Okay. Now, during post-COVID, sorry, not post-COVID, during COVID times right now, what these thrivers have done is simply pivoted into what they were already doing. Okay, personal trainers took their businesses online. It's something that they were doing earlier as well, and they continue to do it right now. They didn't have to change much. A lot of gym owners also started getting their businesses online. I know a lot of gym owners who are not complaining despite of the COVID-19, because yes, I wouldn't say not complaining, but they managed to have some form of solution by creating a whole concept of online trainings where they were able to pay off their personal trainers their salary, as well as make some form of money coming in simply by changing their whole platform into an online training platform. And that is exactly what a thriver in a fitness industry or a gym owner would actually do. Another thing that would actually happen would be the basically the whole dynamics remain the same. Everything that actually was working would remain the same. It's just that these people managed to change things a little bit differently and continue to make their money and survive in the industry. So why did it remain the same? Well, because they were simply focusing on what really mattered. The trainers who tried to survive, who thrived basically were the ones who always kept in track with the changing scenarios. Okay, pre-COVID, during COVID, didn't make a difference. They always kept in track of what was actually happening. So when things actually changed, they simply just kept on doing what they were already doing. So the things are, you're only going to improve. If there's one thing that the pandemic did, it pushed us all as trainers against a wall and helped us realize what we're actually capable of. Think about it. Half the ideas, business ideas and things that we have thought now during a couple of months may have not have happened unless the COVID-19 happened. So look at it as a learning experience. Okay. Now I want to talk about the top 5 things to thrive in this industry. Okay, these are my top 5 things which will help a fitness trainer thrive. One is a trainer should have the whole concept of adaptability. He should be able to adapt to the changing scenarios and demands of the industry. Second thing is the power of networking. He should be able to invest a lot of time into networking and meeting new people. The third thing is collaboration. Like I said, collaborating with your gatekeepers, collaborating with people whom you know that you could generate business for each other. Looking at smart investments. The money you make, don't spend it on useless stuff that will not really help you make money back again. Look at how you can roll that money back into an investment and make more money out of it. And last but not least is try and always look at multiple streams of income and never focus on one stream of income altogether. A trainer can create better opportunities by simply creating visibility for himself, never undervaluing themselves. A trainer who doesn't undervalue himself will always be able to create new opportunities. Another way for a trainer to create more opportunities is to simply become a knowledge broker and have the selling capacity, the whole experience of being able to sell their knowledge to various clients or to other trainers and be able to survive and thrive by simply sharing their knowledge and expertise into a program and selling it as a course. And most importantly is creating a following, because when you have a following, that is when people trust you, they have a rapport towards what you're doing, and then things are going to be very easy for you, right? With that, I would like to end this whole thing on how a trainer can either be a survivor, a thriver, and create opportunities for themselves and grow. Thank you so much for listening. If you are interested in taking part or being a part of my mentorship program, please let me know and I'll definitely give you more details on it. And of course, follow me on Instagram, Helios_fitness training. Thank you very much for listening once again. Thank you guys. Bye bye.